Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. Today, we're going to be starting some Royal Rumble reviews. Just going to do a few of these. I might get through most of them. I probably won't review all of them. So, if you have any suggestions of any Royal Rumbles you'd like to see me review, make sure you drop a comment down below and I'll get to the suggestions first. So here we go with Royal Rumble 93. I would say this is a fairly good Royal Rumble, a little underrated in my opinion. Seeing this is not really at the top of anyone's list, but it's a fairly good show from top to bottom. This was January 24th, 1993, Sacramento, California, at the Arco Arena. This would be the 6th Royal Rumble and the first to feature the winner going on to WrestleMania to challenge the champion, whoever it may be. We had Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain Heenan on commentary. This was an awesome night for commentary. You know, the 92-93 time period was so great in, so many different moving parts and storylines. This is one of my favorite time periods to go back and, really enjoy a lot of these pay-per-views. I'm a big fan of the Attitude Era. Everyone knows that. But I'm a pretty big fan of this new generation era, 92, 93, 94. Not so much 95, but let's get into this. The show actually starts out with a tag team match. The Beverly Brothers versus the Steiners. Pretty fun match. And the Steiners, they're huge. I think this is their pretty much only run in WWE. And this is pretty much a cold opener here. Steiners getting the win. I love the finish here. We've seen a victory roll, which I thought was the finish, and then eventually the Steiners would get the win here. Pretty fun match. Then we see the IC title match, Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty. This feud probably should have been stretched out to WrestleMania, and the fact that it was, one of their bigger teams splitting up, and here they are at the Rumble, and I don't know. I don't think this is the best match they could have had, but it's still a pretty good match overall. Shawn Michaels, of course, retains the IC title, and they, had Sherry out there getting involved into what I felt was, pretty hectic. There was a lot of things going on with this match with, you had the Rockers breaking up, and then you had Sherry. We didn't know if she was with Marty or she was with Shawn. Eventually, she would go with Shawn here, so it was a bit of a swerve. Shawn Michaels with the super kick for the win, retaining the IC title. I believe he had the blue IC at this time, too. The blue strap. Bam Bigelow versus Big Bossman. This was a weird match. You got two big men here, and I thought they had a pretty good match overall. This was fun to go back and watch. Bam Bigelow, one of my favorites of all time. Big Bossman, one of the best big men ever. So Bam Bigelow would get the win here, pinning Big Bossman. And then we got the WWE title match. Bret the Hitman Hart defending against Razor Ramon. This was actually really cool. And probably match of the night. Definitely go check out Bret Hart versus Razor. So I don't think Razor Ramon was ever in a Royal Rumble match, for some time here. He had been IC champ. Here he is in a WWE Championship match. I think, after this, he's going to be in IC title matches for the next couple of years. And then he's going to leave in 96. So yeah, 96 would be his last Rumble, and he's in the IC title match. So Bret and Razor, back and forth kind of match. And Razor is actually getting the best of Bret Hart for a while. You know, really building up that heat till eventually Bret Hart locks on the sharpshooter, retaining the WWE title. They were saying, like, he can't lock it on, his legs are too big. And then eventually he does lock on the sharpshooter and getting that big win here. So this is kind of like backwards booking, where they have the babyface champion versus the heel challenger at WrestleMania. Moving on to the Royal Rumble match, I thought this one was actually really well paced. It's hard to really rank a Rumble match. In my opinion, you know, there's 30 guys in there. You kind of have to break it up into parts, but this was a really fun Rumble. It starts off with Ric Flair at number 1 and Bob Backlund at number 2. I think Backlund had been away from the company for several years. Here he is, you know, making a big return. And we all know by now he would end up winning the title at Survivor Series in '94. So we got two former WWE champions here, Ric Flair and Bob Backlund, starting it out. Bob Backlund is going to last, over 61 minutes. Of course, Ric Flair won the Rumble the year prior at number 3. So what's a couple of extra spots, said Bobby Heenan. You know, Ric Flair is eliminated fairly quickly in this match. And the whole, that's not fair, just hilarious kind of stuff. We got Tenryu in here. You got Jerry Lawler. You got Mr. Perfect. The Berserker. The Undertaker coming in at 15. This was the kind of build up to WrestleMania 9 where Giant Gonzalez, I believe, made his debut, eliminating The Undertaker and giving him a massive beatdown. And eventually that would be his WrestleMania match versus Gonzalez. So, not a big fan of that. You know, people hated this. Undertaker was definitely one of the favorites going in. You got Earthquake and Typhoon going at it. Carlos Colon, kind of weird entry here. And then Yokozuna at 27. Owen Hart at 28. The Macho Man enters at number 30. He was another favorite. It comes down to Yokozuna and Macho Man, and they go at it for a good, 4 or 5 minutes. Savage hits a huge elbow drop, goes for the pin, and then Yokozuna just kind of presses him up over the top rope, and the Macho Man is gone. Yokozuna's going to WrestleMania. So I thought that the end of the Rumble was decent. I don't know if I would have had that same finish, but whatever. So, some Royal Rumble rookies here in 93. I'm going to run down just what they have here. We have Bob Backlund, Carlos Colon, Damian Demento, Fatu, Owen Hart, Jerry Lawler, Max Moon, Samu, Papa Shango, Tatanka, Tenryu, and Yokozuna. Of course, we all know the controversy that would ensue at WrestleMania 9. Yokozuna winning the championship and then dropping it a couple of minutes later. Overall, I'm going to give this one a solid 7 out of 10. Very enjoyable Royal Rumble. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, we'll talk to you later. Peace.